Hi everyone, in today's video I'm taking these two FitBit Versa 3 watch bands and I'm going to change this one into Halloween themed and this one into Christmas themed. I originally bought them as a 3-pack off of Amazon for around $11. I looked for Halloween themed bands and Christmas themed bands and I couldn't find anything that was good looking, if I'm being honest. Versa 2 has a ton of options, but not so much for Versa 3, so I figured I'd make them myself. Assuming you've all seen my thumbnail, then you know this unfortunately doesn't work out, as cute as these are. I use leather paint for the base color and I actually seal it with an acrylic finisher. Both are flexible, so I'm thinking where I went wrong are these paint markers. I probably should have known better in hindsight, but I guess in my head I was just thinking that the paint markers were either A, flexible enough, or B, that the icons were small enough that it wouldn't matter to have the bend in the band. If you haven't guessed it by now, my plans for the bands were cutesy Halloween icons, and same idea for the Christmas, cutesy Christmas icons. Prior to painting the images, I kind of just Googled on my phone like cute pumpkin icon and cute ghost icon to kind of just have inspiration. From there, I just freehanded everything. I used a mixture, I think it was called craft paint pens and also the Posca pens, and then some of them were with acrylic paint just with the finer details. I did 2 coats of paint for the characters and then outlined them in black. I'll have to look up if there is a flexible medium that I can add into my paints that I already have to prevent cracking in case I want to do a project similar to this in the future. And this is my go-to acrylic finisher. 9 out of 10 times it works great. This time, I don't know what happened. As pretty as this looks, in the next scene you're going to see that pumpkin and there's the cracking. Now in case you're wondering, it's not like I had put that on, saw the cracking, and then went on to make the Christmas one. The Halloween one was actually drying while I was working on this Christmas one. It wasn't until they both were actually already painted and done that's when I did like the try-on video, I guess you'd call it. On a positive note though, since I did make a video out of it, I can always look back on these and reminisce about the time that I had really pretty watch bands for all of a couple of hours. I think my favorite little character that I made for this Christmas one is honestly the snowflakes. I think that blue pops so well against the white background. And for the Halloween one that I made, I would probably say the cute little pumpkin. And here's this band completed. I really did think it came out adorable, and in the next shot I'll show you some close-ups of the cracking. As Bob Ross says, we don't make mistakes, we just make happy accidents. And my happy accidents led to me using my fabric, which actually turned out really well. I don't mind how the inside looks since I'm the only one who's going to be wearing this watch. Now I did do the Halloween watch off camera because honestly I didn't know if it was going to work out or not, so I'm happy to see that it did. And now that I know it does work, I figured we'll make the Christmas one together. The whole process is fairly easy. I just used acetone to remove my original artwork, and then it was just a matter of gluing the fabric onto the band. You probably noticed that I put glue over all those adjustment holes on the band strap. That's because I figured if I don't use all of them, why cut them all out? So I'm only going to cut that 4th adjustment hole since that's the one that I use. Out of the 2 bands, this one was probably a little more difficult to do, and that's only because we have the hardware on this side. But basically, same concept, I'm just gluing the fabric down and then cutting out wherever that hardware is. As far as longevity goes for these watch bands, I'm going to say I'll get a season out of them and then that'll probably be it. I did not treat this fabric with Eau de Coat, so therefore it's not water resistant, and unlike backpacks, there's no seams for me to actually tuck this fabric into, so it's really just laying on the band itself with the glue. So I figure after daily use and weather elements, it will eventually start looking worn down, and when that happens, I'll just peel it off and use acetone to remove the glue, and then if I want, I can start all over again with a different theme. So here is how my Christmas band came out. I think this looks so cute and cozy. And here it is on my wrist. I'm really happy with the way both bands turned out, so today ended up being a success. Alright guys, as always, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you want, feel free to like and subscribe, and until next time, bye friends!